Hello, this is Peter with another video. Today I thought I'd just do a quick video showing how I'm going to be getting some of my bananas acclimatised to the outdoor conditions. So here we are in early spring. It's just the end of the first week of April when I'm filming this, and we've had a bit of a mild spell recently. So I did decide to move a few bananas outside. These are mostly edible types, but there's also some slightly more hardy banana and banana relatives, including these Musella carpers, which are not true bananas, but they are very closely related and they're fairly hardy. So these can probably stay outside from now. The rest are more tender, so will definitely have to be brought in if we get any signs of frost. Which at the moment we're not looking too bad. This isn't all of the bananas. I've still got a few in the house, which I'm just gonna leave in a little bit longer because yeah, the more tender ones, like the Cavendish types, like the Grand Nain, the Dwarf Cavendish, the Super Dwarf Cavendish, I don't really want to expose to really cold nighttime temperatures. So for Cavendish I don't really want them to be left out until the nighttime temperatures are above 7 degrees consistently at night, which we are looking okay for the next week, although we do have 1 or 2 nights where it might drop down to about 4 or 5 degrees Celsius in the next 10 days, looking at the forecast, which is probably okay for some of these, but not great for the Cavendish types. So yeah, most of the bananas have made it over winter. This is one of my dwarf Brazilian bananas, which had a little pup at the side there. That one's overwintered quite well. So we've got a Manzano banana here. I think that was a new one I got last year. I do have another couple of Manzanos as well. This is one of my dwarf Orinoco's. I got that one, well, it was a pup off a plant I got many years ago. The main plant died, but I managed to save the pup. I think this is a Sycamensis Bengal tiger. Sycamensis Bengal tiger. The leaves don't look great at the moment. The wind has probably not helped either, but I'm hoping that will push new growth out in the coming weeks. We've got Musa Dajiao at the back here, which is not too much information on that variety, but yeah, managed to get that a year or 2 ago. It's another dwarf Orinoco. I think that was a pup off the one I had in ground. Got some more Sycamensis there. Not looking too great. And that's a Dajiao as well. Another dwarf Brazilian. I think this is the one I had in ground. And yeah, this is dwarf Tapocho or dwarf Orinoco that I got from Canarius a couple of years ago. So these are all the ones I've got out on this portion of the patio, which I've put here on purpose because this corner doesn't get as much sun. It does get very late afternoon sun when the sun's actually out. At this time of year we should be getting the sun here at this time of day, but it's just too cloudy. But yeah, I wanted to keep them here because most of these have got leaves on them and I don't want the leaves getting burnt in the sun. Not that we get much of it, as I just mentioned, but so yeah, I wanted to keep them here to protect them from any potential sunburn. And then I've got a few more which I'll just show in now. So here we have Rajapuri, one of the Rajapuri bananas. You can see there's no leaves still left on this one. There's a new one just in the centre there. I put this one here on purpose because it gets a little bit more sun here, but because there's no leaves on them yet, it's not going to be a problem getting sunburn on them, so I can put these in full sun. So this is a dwarf Orinoco. It's the one I had in ground last year. It does have a little pup there. Not sure if that's going to come through or not. Hopefully it'll push out a bit more. I've got another Manzano there, and got another Rajapuri here. This one was a pup off the main Rajapuri, which was separated the other year. Actually, it had two pups. I gave one away to Brett, and then yeah, the other one's just over there. Both completely leafless, as you can see, but are still alive. I'm just hoping they don't get root rot. They were both in ground last year, as I mentioned, so yeah, they're mostly in native soil. I just put a little bit of potting mix on top just to cover the gaps. I'm hoping they'll be alright. Here we have the Ensete ventricosum morellii. These have been outside for a few weeks actually, so these were the first ones I put out. They were getting in the way in the house, and they're a bit more cold tolerant anyway than some of the edibles that I grow, so they were okay down to 3 or 4 degrees at night. Yeah, I'm hoping to get this one back in the ground in the next few weeks. This was planted in ground at the front of the house. I'll obviously have to cut all these tassie leaves off and then replant it. This one I might plant in the ground in the back garden somewhere. That's all the bananas I've got outside at the moment. As mentioned, I do have the Cavendish types that are still in the house. I also have a few tiny plants, some tiny banana plants which are maybe able to keep alive. They might not survive though. I might have to bare root a few of them to try and revive them. And then I've got a couple of taller plants. I've got a tall Orinoco, regular Orinoco I should say, and it's about 1.5 meters tall. So I left that in the house because of all the strong winds we've been having. I don't want it to blow over. And there's also another, like a Namwa, about 1 meter tall Namwa, which is also still in the house for the same reason. So the leaves on those plants will just pick up the wind and then they'll blow over. So yeah, I just left them in the house for a little bit longer until this wind that we're having at the moment dies down, and then they can come out as well. So yeah, that's just an update on some of the bananas I've got outside. As I mentioned, this corner here, I put the ones that have quite a few leaves on them still. I didn't want them getting sunburnt or also damaged by the wind as well. It's a bit more sheltered in this corner. So yeah, that's the main reason I put these ones here. And yeah, I'll definitely keep a close eye on the temperatures just to make sure we don't get any frost predicted. If we get anything lower than about 4 or 5 degrees, I'll probably have to move some of these inside. It's just not worth the risk. These ones are much more tender, as mentioned, than the Baju and the Ensetes, so it's just not worth taking the risk leaving them out if it gets too low. So yeah, I'm hoping this milder spell does continue throughout the next month or so. And yeah, I'll definitely do some updates later in spring, and when I get some of these in the ground again. I'll also be putting a few of these in the greenhouse this year, trying to get them to grow a little bit more vigorously in there. I'll have to wait until the citrus can be moved out of there though, because yeah, there's just not enough space at the moment to fit them all in. I'll only be doing that with a select few varieties, but yeah, I'll definitely do some more videos on that later in the year. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll be sure to keep you all updated with how these bananas get on. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.